everyone. Today, I want to talk about the fossils of an intermediate species between birds and dinosaurs. A recent study, published in the journal Nature, studied the fossils of the extinct Ichthyornis dispar, a species of toothed bird from the late Cretaceous, that the researchers describe as sitting in, quote, a pivotal phylogenetic position outside living groups. It is close to the extant avian radiation, but retains numerous ancestral characteristics, unquote. By analyzing the skulls of 6 different individuals, they found that the Ichthyornis dispar, quote, had a transitional beak, small, lacking a palatal shelf, and restricted to the tips of the jaws, coupled with a kinetic system similar to that of living birds, unquote. The researchers noted that modern birds have, quote, an intricate kinetic system that includes a mobile palate and jaw suspensorium, unquote. So in case you're wondering, this kinetic system is basically the mechanical pathway through which food is consumed. It's the pathway that food travels through the animal's mouth and down the beginning of its digestive tract to get to its stomach. Now the researchers also observed that the brain of Ichthyornis dispar, quote, was relatively modern, but the temporal region was unexpectedly dinosaurian. It retained a large adductor chamber, bounded dorsally by substantial bony remnants of the ancestral reptilian upper temporal fenestra. This combination of features documents that the important attributes of the avian brain and palate evolved before the reduction of jaw musculature and the full transformation of the beak, unquote. These findings are really cool, they're really interesting. So basically, they identified a historical species that's an intermediate between the ancient dinosaur species and the more modern bird species that diverged from them. They show intermediate morphology in their skull, in their palate, and in their mouth, but the skull and the palate progression is more advanced, suggesting that this part of their evolution began much earlier. This research helps clear up the mystery of which came first. It turns out that the evolution of the beak followed the evolution of the skull and palate architecture. Once the palate and the mouth kinetics were established, a full beak could become a viable evolutionary option for consuming food. And over time, the musculature along the mouth fell away, the scales along the snout and the jaws receded, and the hard tissue of the beak expanded and grew, and the end result was that the face of the dinosaurs slowly transitioned into the face of the modern birds.